Hi, Christy here. Today I would like to start the exploration in my Akashic records, looking into the differences and characteristics of epiphanies versus slow growth. And I'll say up front, I was always the one who wanted epiphanies. I want to just wrestle this thing to the ground and then, leap forward somewhere else. So that is exactly one of the characteristics of epiphany seekers is this impatience and sort of also a sense of making it seem easier than it really might be. Now, I have nothing against epiphanies. They are great. When they come, they're amazing. Sometimes they last and they lead to other great things, but sometimes they're just, like temporary hits, perhaps endorphin hits, that then don't linger. Whereas a slow growth is more of a building and a coming to and evolving into kind of thing that's more sustainable based on what I'm seeing in here. So one of the characteristics of epiphany seeking versus slow growth is patience versus impatience. That totally makes sense. And then the idea of epiphanies sort of may have some sort of, epiphany seeking, I should say, can have this magical thinking idea of I just get that one little tidbit. I think I have pretty much, I have 99.9% of what I need. I just need that one epiphany to obliterate the problem. And slow growth can be magical, but it's based more on the pacing of life, that we're not always, going linearly up the mountain. We have some steps forward, we have some steps back, but hopefully we're kind of building up to something. The other thing about epiphanies is there can be a low discomfort tolerance. It's I don't feel comfortable sitting with this, so please, let's move to where it feels more comfortable and I can stop feeling these feelings. Versus if you're into the slow growth side of things, you're probably able to tolerate some of what comes through and be with those feelings and know they're not going to last forever. So sort of an expanded energy. Which brings me to the next point, which is, if we're epiphany focused, we can be contracted. We can also not be noticing where there are things that are worthy of notice. We may go right past it because oh yeah. I know that, or I don't care about that, or get me to the thing I care about because, this is a waste of time. So it becomes a very tight focus on the desired epiphany, if you will, versus the slow growth is expanded into, a more diffuse focus. You can take in more information. You can be less attached. They're showing me gripping of the hands. You're less attached to it has to be a certain way and more open to surprise. I see this in the records when I read people's records. There'll be the suggestion of being open to surprise and delight, maybe something's going to present itself in a way you never expected. And so here you are, trying to get the universe to go down this one particular track. And the universe is look over here, look over here. And you're no. It's got to be in this specific realm. This particular definition of things, which, it's comical as I sit here now. And I am 100% clear that I have been that person of no, over here. It's oh, oopsie. It was totally way over there. I think this laughter is part of this for me too, of epiphanies can bring a huge amount of relief, but they also can bring a huge amount of tension. So if we can laugh more and bring in more humor, more lightness, more receptivity to, the perversity of life, the randomness of things, synchronicity, the joy and delight when something amazing happens, it's definitely a shifter. So, while I love epiphanies, I am so in love with epiphanies. They're awesome. I also have a parallel track of love for keep going, keep progressing, keep accumulating. You know, the pile just gets bigger and bigger and bigger versus the, sneaking in and grabbing something. So I'm always happy to have an epiphany, even about epiphanies. But I'm also a huge proponent of slow growth. All right, I'd love to hear in the comments below your relationship with epiphanies. They are glorious in a lot of ways. Love to hear what has come up for you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And in the meantime, please, go be brilliant.